Georgia State heads to Statesboro to take on Georgia Southern on Thursday, 6:30 p.m. ESPN2. And Georgia State currently is a 1.5-point underdog on the road here. The total sits at 62, so expecting quite a few points. Let's pull up the stats. These are full season stats on this one. My power rating has Georgia Southern minus 0.3, so favored by 0.3, or I guess 0.4 points, if you round up there. Yeah, okay, interesting. Very interesting. Georgia State's defense, not great against the pass, number 83 in passing success rate allowed, number 89 PPA per pass. Georgia Southern, number 69 PPA per pass. They're number 37 in passing success rate, so they can be pretty efficient with that. Georgia State, good against the run on defense, number 48 PPA per rush. Well, Georgia Southern's offense on the season is number 6. They are really good at it. The issue for them, for whatever reason, they do not run it a lot. About 34% of the time. They're number 131 in rush rate this year. But they're number 8 in rushing success rate. Why you wouldn't do this more often, I don't know. But either way, that's what they do. That's what they do. Georgia State, on the other hand, they like to run the ball. They're not great at it. They're not super efficient, but they are number 8 in rushing explosiveness against Georgia Southern, number 127 rushing explosiveness allowed. Now, this is the full season stats. So, what do you say? We pull up and we look at the last 4 weeks. Good God almighty. Excuse me. I just sneezed like I'm... Okay, I'm not going to take it out. We're going to keep it in. We're going to keep it in. I appreciate you guys. Okay, so my last 4 weeks would have Georgia State by 1.45. And again, you look at these numbers, they are still number 131 in rush rate is Georgia Southern, and yet they are still number 42 in rushing success rate, number 16 PPA per rush. Why they don't rush more, I do not know. They want to throw it with Davis Brin, I get it. But they're not as good throwing the ball. So, something to pay attention to. Over when Georgia State has the ball, Georgia State, number 22 PPA per rush, number 31 rushing success rate over the last 4 weeks. They're number 37 in rushing explosiveness against the number 131 rushing explosiveness allowed defense from Georgia Southern. Georgia State is fantastic at running the ball, especially in this conference. They're number 5 in stuff rate allowed. They're number 50 in offensive line yards. Like, they are really, really good at this. These two teams are pretty even. They're both really good in the first half. They're both kind of not great in the second half. 5 factors would have Georgia Southern favored by a bit. Georgia Southern, if you include talent, it's got Georgia Southern number 46 and Georgia State number 54. However, there are things that point to Georgia State for me, like the fact that Georgia State is number 26 in giveaways per game. They do not turn the ball over. Georgia Southern is number 129 in giveaways per game. So they can't hold on to the ball. Georgia Southern being number 133 in overall defensive explosiveness allowed, that's terrifying to me. Yes. Give me Georgia State. Give me Georgia State here to cover the 1.5. I think they win the game outright on the road. Even with James Madison coming up next weekend, I think that they get this one done because they're just stronger in the trenches, I think. And I know Statesboro's been crazy, right? They are really amped up for this season, but
thanks for listening to Winning Cures Everything. Make sure and follow me on Twitter at GaryWCE. If you want to toss in a question, you can email me, Gary@winningcureseverything.com. Make sure and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.